Well, I was just wondering, it looked like you weren't participating fully in today's practice. Is it just a matter of just making sure are you fine physically? Is it just a matter of making sure you avoid injury heading into the season, easing your way back in, or what was the situation there today?
No, no. It was just to pretty much be smart right now. I know we're not trying to do anything, crazy. I think it's a lot of guys that we got out there, a lot of new faces that need to be out there and get some experience. Much shorter off season than what we have had in the past. So I think just getting a couple extra faces out there and getting them some reps is the focus. I don't think I need to prove too much in OTAs right now. Just keep making sure I'm in shape and still get my workouts in. So that's what matters.
Tom Pelissero.
Davante, yeah, I'm sure you've been following the Aaron Rodgers situation and speaking to him. What is your level of confidence right now you're going to be catching passes from him this season?
Honestly, I got no expectations, man. I'm just, being supportive of my God and let it all unfold how it does. Obviously, I'm praying that he comes back. We all want him back. I think everybody in this building has that same mindset. But, I can only control what I can, and I can't control any of what's going on with that situation. So, I'm just kind of sitting here doing what I got to do, keep getting better, and, keep watching the progression of everybody else that's here right now. And then, when and if he's back, obviously we'll welcome him with open arms.
Aaron Nagler.
Davante, obviously a lot going on with the franchise between all the drama with the quarterback and the front office and then the salary cap situation. You are a very good football player who's entering the last year of his deal. Do you plan on showing up for training camp without an extension?
Yeah, I'll be here, man. I'll be here. I signed up to go to work and play. I'm from East Palo Alto, California. I grew up with $0. I'm not forfeiting any of my money that I've earned and signed for already. So I'll be there for sure.
Ryan Wood.
With that said, that workout bonus is obviously pretty nice to have. What I know OTAs are voluntary. What went behind the decision to not be here for OTAs?
None of what you guys are thinking for sure, but obviously wasn't really expecting it to be that way and just had to make a decision. I didn't think we were going to be, coming out here, had a lot of stuff going on, still getting in the flow. I liked how I came back into camp last year from doing my thing, so I felt pretty good about, my training and making sure I was in a good spot to come back ready. And then, just seeing my daughter spending family time, I think that was big for me. My daughter's a COVID baby, so I haven't really had a whole lot of time away from her. So coming out here for a couple of weeks, I sound like a baby saying it, but, y'all know how I feel about my child at this point, so I had to just get as much time with her as I could and, keep the workouts going and keep my flow, what I had going on in California. That's basically what it came down to.
Jason Wilde.
Hey, Davante, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I asked David this question too. What is your role as Aaron's friend and also his teammate? And what I mean by that is that you want to be supportive of him, you want to be able to give him advice if he seeks it, and you also want to be catching passes from him. No offense to Jordan or anybody else, but when the games start, you want him. How do you kind of approach your role as his friend and teammate as this goes on?
Well, he's steering the ship, man, like he does so well. This is obviously a very delicate situation, and it's tough to really know how to navigate through it, especially when you got a guy who has way more experience than what you do. I feel like I have a lot of, good words I could offer, but he's a grown man, and I truly don't know everything of what's going on with the situation. I think people expect me to know more, but I don't pry, I don't poke. I just kind of, situations like this, you got to let people come to you and kind of. I'm not gonna give any unsolicited advice. I think that it's the best to just let him do his thing, figure it out, let him know that I'm here for him, and keep giving him that support and backing him up with that. And like I said, the moment that he gets back, which I'm praying for, and I think we all are, we'll get right back to it like we were before.
Rob Domofsky.
Hey, Davante, I don't know what you thought we were thinking about your absence, but can we just to be clear, was there any sort of concerted effort among the receivers for whatever reason, whether it was a show of support for Aaron or anything, for you guys all to to skip OTAs, or was that just a coincidence?
Yeah, I'm so smart. Yeah, it was not a coincidence. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know if that's the word I would use, but everybody can make their own decisions. So, in no way did I sway or tell anybody to do anything. They all made their own decision, based off of what they had going on. And it was not one time did Davante Adams tell either of those receivers not to show up. So, whatever those guys do, I mean, it's guys that can use the development that weren't there. So, I mean, I would never do that. That would be selfish. And I think that, everybody on this Zoom right now can attest that I'm not a very selfish person, man. So when it comes down to it, I'm going to let people do what they got to do, and whatever they feel is best for them in that situation, whether that's showing up, continue to work out. I mean, whatever it is, I'm going to always, if I see them doing something wrong, then I'll always correct that. But it's voluntary workouts. Guys can make the decision that they want, and I know that they're all working out, getting it in, and making sure they're in a good spot to come back in shape. So, yeah, that's on those guys.
Bill Huber.
Hey, Davante. You probably answered some of this with Jason's question a minute ago, but this is your last year under contract. Is there any thought to using your power of persuasion to Aaron and saying, hey, whatever the hell is going on with you and the organization, let's just come back for one more year, then we'll figure out 2022 at that time?
I mean, it's easier said than done. I can say that. That's obviously the morale that I come with. That's the type of message I want to send to them. But it's so much that goes into it. That once again, that's positive, a very positive outlook. But it also can be viewed as selfish, and I don't want to put any pressure on anybody that would be in that situation, let alone Aaron Rodgers. So we're gonna let him figure it out, and I'm sure he's already thinking, of course, I want to play with Tay. So I'm not saying anything that's probably not always already on his mind. So at this point, it's just going to come down to the logistics and, him and the rest of the club kind of ironing out whatever they have to figure out. And none of that's on me, and I really don't know as much as what you guys probably think about it too. So just let them handle that. And, that's nothing for me. I got my own stuff to be worrying about. So, obviously worry about, missing my quarterback potentially. But as far as really ironing out and, do this or do that, that's not really my place.
Mike Clemens.
When you guys break from here and you're gone for a month and Lord knows what happens, is there a moment, though, that you and your veteran teammates go to Jordan or Blake and say, hey, we'll have this for you, be ready for us if we need you?
I mean, that's already being said. I mean, we want to keep the confidence high of all the quarterbacks. These guys have significantly less experience and, with more experience with Jordan. I mean, the thing with Aaron is he takes all the snaps during the year, so it's going to make it, much tougher for a guy like Jordan in season to be able to progress and, see himself getting better by way of the reps he's getting. So the fact that he takes so many, it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think he's doing a good job right now. He's locked in, and I can see it. He may be a little bit nervous, but I mean that's what comes with it. It's a lot of responsibility, a lot of things on his plate. So. You just got to have his mind right, ready to go. I'm definitely letting those guys know, look, whatever happens, you'll have our support. It's not your fault. You get thrusted into a situation if that's what happens. So I'm always going to be here to be supportive of everybody on my team, regardless. Obviously, once again, we're praying that Aaron comes back. He's the best quarterback to play this game. So it has nothing to do with Jordan Love, Blake Bortles, or anybody else of not wanting them in there, because I love those guys just like any of my other teammates, any of the other wideouts, or, whatever. So it's just going to come down to, however it all works out. But definitely here for them, letting them know that, we got their back too.
Olivia Reiner.
Hi, Davante. Speaking of Jordan, I know that it's your first practice back and in person, and you weren't a full participant in practice today. However, what areas have you seen Jordan grow in since the last time that you saw him face to face?
I truly can't answer that. I mean, I can't talk about growth over the course of, an hour and a half practice. It's really tough. And I hope that doesn't come off, snippy at all. I'm just saying it's a tough position to really feel good about your growth. Obviously, the maturity and I think the mindset, he's very locked in, and I've noticed that. But in terms of throwing the ball, I mean, we get a few reps, team cracks every day. I'll be able to tell over the course of maybe 3 days a little bit better than one. But even then it's going to take much more time. Probably through camp I'll be able to give a better assessment of where he's at, or just be able to, just for myself to know, honestly. So I see, like I said, I'll say this, he's tapped into it. I see he has a heightened awareness, and his focus is definitely off the charts right now. I could tell the way he's coming in, talking to everybody. I hear him more. Last year I felt like he kind of just blended in. This year I'm starting to feel him, and it's good that he's starting to step into his own, get more comfortable. I'm sure a lot of it had to do with not wanting to step on 12's toes, which I was the same way with Jordy and Randall. I didn't want to come in trying to be, the leader. I felt like I had leader traits my whole life, so I could have come in and potentially offered up my expertise or service to help out some younger guys or even older guys. But part of that, you just don't want to come in and do too much and talk too much to where guys are turned off by it, real early. So I think he did it the right way, honestly. Aaron's the leader of this team, and I'm one of the leaders of this team, obviously. So from a leader, I think that he's taken a big step as far as his confidence and his leadership abilities.
Matt Schneidman.
Hey, Davante, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I hope I'm not getting this wrong. I think you said on Coward Show that you're 100% behind Aaron. When you come in and talk with Mark and talk with Brian, since this is obviously a them versus Aaron situation, is that awkward because you profess that you're fully on Aaron's side, or is it one of those things where you got to be a man and say how you feel, and it's only awkward if you make it awkward?
It's awkward if you make it awkward. I think I know how to communicate well enough with just people in general to where they know. And once you know something about a guy, you kind of take everything with a grain of salt. You don't look at it as a, disrespect if I say something to them, or if I say something to Mark. I think they understand where I come from, and they understand. They want him back just as much as I do. So, I don't think it's going to be any talks that we'll have about it at any point. I'm sure there'll be talks. It won't be awkward because, I come to them on a very respectful note, and I think that they know that they can trust me and trust my opinions and things like that. So we'll be able to, if anything, make things better. That'd be my hope.
Mark Daniels.
Hey, Davante, good to see you again. How much interaction did you have with Devin, prior to his signing here? Was today the first face-to-face chat you had with him? And how does he look, and what do you think he can do to help?
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to offer up a lot. I actually met him Sunday night when I got in. He FaceTimed me. We FaceTimed probably a handful of times, maybe like 6-7 times throughout the off season. So I felt like I know him a lot better than, or I felt like I've known him longer than what I actually have. So he's a great dude, competitor, got high expectations for himself. He's a dog, I can tell that. He's big as hell, so he'll be able to offer up a lot to us. He got the right mindset. He's just trying to get, lock this offense in. It's a pretty complex and simple at the same time offense. I'm sure you guys have seen it, so a lot to learn, but his mindset, like I said about Jordan, his mind's in the right place, and he's definitely trying to learn. He's trying to get better, and he respects me a lot, which I definitely appreciate. And like I said, I think he'll be able to help us out a lot this year.
MK Burgess.
Davante, how have you mentally handled all of this Aaron drama while still trying to be a good teammate as you guys get ready for the season?
I just don't focus on it too much. I can't control anything that happens with that. So, I can talk to him, and the best thing for Aaron, and people that know him well know that he loves you when you have his back. So, that's how I am naturally. So it's not forced, but I got his back through everything. So he knows at the end of the day, if there's ever a wonder of, he's lost a teammate or something because of all this come out, like he knows where I stand. Going back to I forgot who asked the question about if it was awkward. It could never be awkward because I think that any GM, any president, any owner, they should want type of guys that are, backing their players, especially a player like that. That's just a good trait to have. And, it's not like I'm saying forget the front office, I don't respect what they have going on. I'm just saying I back my guy up. He hasn't beat any women. He didn't do anything crazy. He just feels, a certain type of way right now. And sometimes that's when people need their teammates and people around them most. So, I would never, even if I did feel like, someone didn't like the fact that I did that, it wouldn't change anything about me because, I am who I am, and, I stand for what I stand for. So at the end of the day, if I feel like I should be there for whoever through what they're going through, I'm going to be there. So hopefully that answers the question. I think I kind of got off of it a little bit.
And last one, Jim Pulzine.
Davante, you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks for doing this. You and the other players are kind of caught in the middle of this Aaron situation, but so are the coaches to a large degree. Matt's got to get a team ready no matter who the quarterback is. How do you think he's handled this situation?
I think he's handled it well. He's not really dwelling on it. He's kind of made mention to it just to address the elephant in the room and just letting everybody know, control what you can control. It's kind of the same mentality I've had the whole time. So just echoing that to everybody just so it's not weird that we're not, talking. We obviously are missing a person right now in minicamp that's essential to this football team. So you have to kind of say something about it, just acknowledge it and keep it moving. Now we're just trying to progress everybody else, make sure the young guys, young wideouts, young quarterbacks, all these guys are, continue to make strides so that we can be the football team that we need to be and be prepared for the worst, but just, pray for the best.